Hi, this is Vince Van Patten. You're listening to TV Confidential.
Ed Robertson welcoming you back to TV Confidential radio talk show about television that is happy to welcome longtime stage and television actor David Starzyk. David plays Richard Casablancas, the villainous real estate mogul on Veronica Mars, which recently returned to television after a 10-year break. Season 4 of Veronica Mars now airs on Hulu. David Starzyk's other TV credits include recurring roles on Desperate Housewives, Seventh Heaven, NYPD Blue, Days of Our Lives, The Young and the Restless, Boston Legal, and Hot in Cleveland, as well as guest appearances on many other shows. David also has a long list of stage credits in New York, Boston, and Los Angeles. As a matter of fact, David is starring as Saul Kimmer, the theatrical agent who finds himself in the middle of a rivalry between two brothers in Sam Spade's True West.
Actually, it's Sam Shepard.
I'm sorry, what did I say? Did I say Sam Spade?
Sam Spade, yeah. I don't think Bogart wrote it. I think.
No, he did. He did not write it. Although I suppose if Bogart did write True West, it'd be a much different story. But
yes, it would absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sam Shepard's True West. And now is it the VS Company or the Versus Company? I've not heard of this theater.
It's Versus. It's the Versus Theater Company. They're let me tell you, they are. It's such an impressive production. I was asked to fill in because the guy that was playing Saul prior to me, they extended the run and he couldn't do it. So a friend of mine, a mutual friend of the theater company and a friend of mine, recommended me to the guys that are producing it and also playing the leads. So they called me and just asked me if I'd be interested in doing it, and I said yes. And I just kind of did it blindly. I just walked in blindly and said, yeah, I'll do it. And it is just a wonderful production. I mean, these guys that are playing the leads are just fantastic. They're doing a wonderful job. I'm really beyond impressed with the whole thing. It's just a great production of a really, really good play, of a really interesting play. Because it's Shepard, it's very violent, a lot of, mano a mano stuff and all that, a lot of manly, all that gunk. But let me tell you, it is, the words are, it's interesting. I've never done Shepard before. It's very, it comes trippingly off the tongue, as it were. He's a very, very good writer, and the words that he wrote are very easy to say.
Going back to what we just said before, I mean, having something that sort of came to you the way it did with True West, you didn't expect it. And so I would imagine the first day you came in to read, I would imagine it's kind of liberating that way because, this came to you, and so you approach it that way and you see where it goes.
Sure, and also, it's funny because I'm used to doing television. I try to do a play once every few years because it's good. It's like going to the gym kind of in a way, But when I walked in the door, doing television, especially if you're an itinerant guest star like I am, you have to get it right from the get-go. There's no, you don't walk onto a set where there's 150 people and stumble through it. That's not your job. So I'm used to working that way. So when I walked in to work, they were very surprised that I made such strong choices right away and, got it under my belt, sort of got it in my bones as quickly as I could. And those guys are making it very easy, too. They're very talented men, and the lady playing the mom is also. So it's just proven to be an absolute joy. I really, I can't say enough how wonderful it is.
David Starzyk is on the line with us. David Starzyk, Richard Casablancas on Veronica Mars. David is starring in the production of Sam Shepard's True West at the Versus Theater Company in Los Angeles, 5453 West Pico Boulevard in Los Angeles through Saturday, September 28th. For tickets and more information, vstruewest.brownpapertickets.com. You kind of anticipated one of the questions I was going to ask you. Now, okay, you had never done Shepard before, you had never done the play before, but you are steeped in theater. I mean, you've done a lot of television, both guest roles and recurring roles, but you've done a lot of theater in New York, in L.A., and in Boston. So I would imagine, you've never done Shepard before, but you have your skills and your knowledge and what you bring as a performer to that. So I would imagine that helps you put your own spin on the character and the material.
Oh, sure. And it's also a matter of it's a different skill set. That's what makes it so much fun. It's a completely different skill set because, as we know, television is small, movies are smaller, and theater, it's your entire body and your voice, and it's a lot of energy and all that stuff. So it really makes for a good juxtaposition for the other things that I do. It also keeps you facile. You really, you get up there and you work in front of an audience on a regular basis. The next time I go into audition for something, I learn it very quickly and I can say it very fast, which is really good. And like I said, it's like you don't go to the gym for a long time. When you go in, you're weaker than you were before, and you have to work out a little harder, and then, you get back to the level where you were before. And this is really a good. It's just proven to be an absolute joy. And yeah, as far as utilizing the experience that I've had over the years, yeah, I've done a lot of theater and Shakespeare and Chekhov and Shaw and all that stuff. So it's wonderful to do sort of a contemporary American play. It's so fun, and I just can't say enough about how talented these fellows are. They're just knocking my socks off every night.
You're talking to a former English major here, and I know as part of my major we took a class in contemporary drama. I don't think I read True West, but I know we read what's the second one of the trilogy?
Let's see. There's Buried Child. There's Fool for Love.
Fool for Love. That's the one we read, and I saw that I saw that at the Berkeley Repertory Theater. This would be about 30 years ago. But you're right about Shepard because it's raw, but it's real, and it is authentic in that way. And
English major too, by the way. I was an English major also.
Okay, well, I knew there was something I liked about you innately.
Yeah, there it is, yep. I was an English and philosophy major, so the English part of it certainly made me able to read quickly and make sense of things, and the philosophy part of it made me able to make sort of rational choices about things.
Yeah, and I would imagine the opportunity to work on, I guess you would call, certainly True West, but anything Shepard does, you would call that a contemporary classic because it has been part of the public consciousness for the past 35 years. I would imagine, the opportunity to perform a play such as True West, you relish that as an actor.
Yeah, and also, just as a little aside, I get a chance to revisit my youth in a way because it's set in the 70s, so I get to wear some really bad polyester, which is really nice. And and actually, this situation was the quintessential. Does he fit the costume? I walked in and I was the exact same size as the guy who had played it prior to me, so I just walked in, put the costume on, walked on stage, and did it. It was really kind of funny.
Well, and that goes back to hitting the gym and staying in shape, So
exactly correct.
Okay.
Exactly right.
David Starzyk is on the line with us. David Starzyk, Richard Casablancas on Veronica Mars. David currently stars as Saul Kimmer in the Versus Theater Company production of Sam Shepard's True West, which plays at the Versus Theater Company in Los Angeles through Saturday, September 28th. For tickets and more information, versus truewest.brownpapertickets.com. David Starzyk will be back in a few weeks for part 2 of our conversation. We will talk about Veronica Mars and specifically what it's like to resume playing the character of Richard Casablancas on Veronica Mars after a 10-year break. We will also ask David about some of his other roles in television, including working with Betty White on Hot in Cleveland, and particularly the famous episode of Hot in Cleveland that marked the final acting appearance of Mary Tyler Moore. That is all coming up in a few weeks on TV Confidential. In the meantime, Season 4 of Veronica Mars airs on Hulu, while you can keep up with David Starzyk on Facebook by going to facebook.com/David Starzyk fan page. David spells his last name Starzyk. Facebook.com/David Starzyk fan page.
Become an advertiser or underwriter of TV Confidential and let our brand help promote your brand. To find out more, go to televisionconfidential.com/advertise.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.